Back in 2023, I experienced one of the most terrifying weekends of my life. To this day, I still can't explain what happened. My fiancé Ryan and I had recently moved into a rental house while searching for a permanent home. The house belonged to one of my father's oldest friends, and because of their close relationship, we were able to rent it for a very low price. There was only one problem. The previous owners had both died. Inside the house only weeks apart. Ryan wasn't bothered by it, but I couldn't shake the uneasy feeling that something wasn't right. The first night, after living there for about a month, Ryan left town for his bachelor party, leaving me alone with our dog, Rex. Late that night, I heard strange noises coming from the basement, when Rex suddenly ran to the basement door and started barking aggressively. I felt my stomach drop. The basement was where the previous owner had died. I opened the door just enough to look down the stairs, but the darkness seemed endless. Rex growled continuously, refusing to calm down. I shut the door and spent the entire night terrified. The disturbing signs the next morning. I found something impossible. The heavy washing machine had somehow been pulled several feet away from the wall. It was so heavy that moving it required significant effort, yet somehow it had moved on its own. The following night, things became even stranger. A loud explosion-like sound came from outside, and my security camera captured flashes coming from the driveway. But when I checked outside, there was no evidence of fireworks or any disturbance. The intruder at 3:39 a.m. I woke up to violent pounding on the front door. The banging continued relentlessly. Then I heard the security system announce, "Front door open." My blood ran cold. I locked myself in the bedroom and tried calling the police. As I stood there trembling, I watched the doorknob begin to shake. When officers finally arrived, they found the front door wide open. No signs of forced entry. No evidence. Nothing. Ending. I left immediately and stayed with my parents until Ryan returned. We remained in the house for a few more months, and nothing like that ever happened again. But whatever happened during that weekend remains the most frightening experience of my life. Story 2. The Woman. For years, I lived near a busy bar. Most nights were annoying but harmless. One Saturday night, however, I encountered someone I will never forget. My best friend Isla had come over for dinner, and after she left, I noticed a group of women outside the bar. One of them kept staring at me. Then she waved. Eventually, she blew me a kiss before disappearing back inside. I assumed she was simply drunk. I was wrong. The knock around 1:30 in the morning. Someone knocked on my front door. When I looked outside, nobody was there. A little later, I noticed my car door standing open, thinking someone from the bar had been trying to steal something. I went outside and closed it. When I came back inside, I noticed a strange perfume lingering in the air. Something inside the house. Later that night, while lying in bed, I heard soft footsteps moving through my house. Then I heard giggling. A woman's giggling. Immediately called the police. While waiting for them to arrive, I grabbed a golf club and carefully searched the house. That's when I saw her. Face to face, standing in my kitchen, was a blonde woman wearing a tattered pink dress. She was staring out the window. Without turning around, she calmly said, "Hey buddy, I know you're there." Then she suddenly spun around and charged directly toward me. I ran into the bathroom and locked the door. She pounded on the door, begging me to let her in. The escape moments later, the police arrived. When I finally opened the bathroom door, the woman was gone. The back door had been left open. Near the bathroom floor was one of my kitchen knives. The next day, the bar owner immediately recognized her description. Apparently, she had been causing trouble and was eventually thrown out of the bar. Thankfully, I never saw her again. Story 3. Always enjoyed living alone. I focused on my career, built a successful business, and eventually purchased my dream home. Everything seemed perfect until I started hearing strange noises, the shuffling sounds while working from home. I occasionally heard a shuffling noise coming from upstairs. At first, I assumed it was squirrels. The sound became more frequent, but I kept ignoring it. Then one night, things changed. Instead of brief noises, I heard continuous movement above my bedroom. When I listened carefully, I thought I heard breathing. The crawl space. My house had a small crawl space above the bedroom. Convinced it was just animals, I climbed up to inspect it. I didn't find anything. Still, something felt wrong. Unable to sleep, I stayed awake watching television. Later that night, I heard a door creak open. The discovery as I searched the house. I noticed the pull string to the crawl space hanging down. My bedroom door was partially closed, even though I always left it open. Then I noticed a small pile of dirt beside my bed. As I knelt down to examine it, I heard breathing again. Slowly, I looked underneath the bed and froze. The man under the bed, a middle-aged man, was lying beneath my bed, staring directly into my eyes. I screamed. The man calmly said, "Hi, Julie, it's okay." He kept repeating those words over and over. I ran from the house, drove to a 24-hour diner, and called the police. The terrifying truth: when officers searched the house, the man had vanished. However, they discovered evidence that someone had been living there. Empty water bottles, a small pillow, signs that somebody had been hiding inside the crawl space for an unknown amount of time. To this day, nobody knows where he went, but one thing is certain: he had been living inside my house the entire time, and he knew my name.